Hey y'all, hey, this is AgodyssIntuition, your spiritual advisor, your life coach, your unlicensed therapist, the reader of readers, here with a requested video about Sidney Starr, okay? So if you all didn't know, Sidney Starr was caught Sunday in a hotel with a minor under 16, okay? And so we are going to get into the overall energy. I saw somewhere that Sidney said that the oral sex was consensual, but we all know that at no point in time is a minor able to consent to sexual whatever with an adult, okay? And so he has been charged with sodomy, and everybody is just thinking that's anal sex, but sodomy came from Sodom and Gomorrah, so it could be anal sex, oral sex, bestiality. It could be all of that. And so let's get into the overall energy of Sidney Starr and what's going on and what's going to happen. What is the energy for Sidney Starr, please? We have the hangman. So I feel like Sidney Starr is hanging. I feel like Sidney Starr hung himself. And so when the hangman comes out, this is about like a need for pause. You need to surrender. It's time for you to let go. This is like release, a change of perspective. He needs to look at things from a different point of view. Ooh, I said he. He needs to look at things from a different angle, because anytime that you are 37 years old and you think that a minor can consent, and because the minor consented with a grown adult, you are grown, you know better, okay? And so to actually think that someone under 16, under 15, because I keep on hearing 13, 14, 15, under 16, this is a need for pause, okay? This is about some type of resistance and delays. Sidney Starr, please. Sidney Starr is the same one who lied about Chingy, okay? And so we have the Page of Pentacles, okay? When I see the Page of Pentacles, this deal with finances, ideas, opportunity, employment, manifestation, ambitions, desire, okay? So desire. And so they say the teenager might not have known that Sidney Starr was a man, and when they got him up in the room, Sidney Starr, you know, the minor didn't want to do anything, and Sidney Starr started trying to force them and hold them there and still trying to pay them money. And when I see the Page of anything, I think of a youthful energy or a new energy. So I feel like Sidney Starr was trying to plant seeds, okay? Dreaming. Sidney Starr. I see the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of anxiety, fear, sleepless nights, restless nights, okay? So this is an energy. Sidney is feeling overwhelmed. And it's funny because this is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And if I'm not mistaken, Sidney Starr, Sidney Favor is an air sign. So this says nightmares, anxiety, overwhelmed, worry, fear, depression, insomnia, trauma, despair. And so this is how Sidney Favor is feeling: fearful, overwhelmed, sleepless nights. Things are catching up to Sidney Starr. I'm saying the Page of Cups, okay? There's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, a youthful energy. There's about manifestation, okay? Creative opportunities, artistic, intuitive, curious, okay? And so the 16-year-old could have been curious, thought they saw a female, I don't know, but there was some curiosity, okay? And so this is also about a new love. There's about emotional immaturity, insecurity, okay? Irrational, being irrational. I'm also seeing the Page of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Restless, energetic, talkative, new ideas, curiosity, thirst for knowledge, okay? And so this was Sidney Starr being careless, okay? Incompetent. There was some deception. And so this is about bad news and legal issues, jealousy, epiphanies, not walking in integrity and honor. Queen of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Okay? Queen of Swords, this is Sidney Starr. This is about being honest, okay? Intelligent, perceptive, independent, clear boundaries, clear-minded, direct communication. There was a need for direct communication, and Sidney Starr did not do this. The scales of justice is going to prevail in the favor of this minor, okay? Some things are going to come out. Some things are going to be found. Some things that are hidden are going to be revealed, okay? This is about being critical, dismissive, overbearing, overly emotional, cruel, cold-hearted, and bitter. And so Sidney Starr has the tendency to be cruel, cold-hearted, and bitter, you know, and operates in the energy of deception because they did something they lied about Chingy, okay? And so when this Queen of Swords come up, it's heavy on Virgo energy, a need for self-reflection, introspection, and solitude. I'm getting solitary confinement with this Libra energy, okay? There's about the scales of justice, legal situations, karma, applying lessons learned, and I don't feel like Sidney did that. This is not the first time that Sidney was with a minor. I'm seeing the Four Swords. And so Sidney is going to be laid to rest, put to rest. There's the Four Swords, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, heavy on Libra energy, okay? And so this is going to this isn't looking good, okay? And it is what it is. There's a time for rest, retreat, a new start, recovery, renewal, reflection, meditation, contemplation, withdrawal, okay? There's a time to withdraw. And so he's been sat down. This is also about communication, and this deals with the mind. The moon, I told you all, something that's hidden is going to be revealed, heavy on Pisces energy, okay? So there's about lies, deceptions, doubt, okay? Illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, anxiety, fear, trust, subconscious, okay? So this is something this was brewing, okay? This was brewing, is giving me the energy of like R. Kelly, P. Diddy, okay? So what's brewing, what's the tea? Red lipstick stains, evidence, okay? Evidence of cheating, evidence, oral, mouthpiece, top piece, stained, attracting moths like a flame, okay? Attracting. So Sidney was trying to attract, trying to groom, trying to entice this minor. And so when you play with fire, you get burned. Like a moth to a flame. Nightmare. There's a nightmare. Nightmare coming true. Nightmare, anxiety, sleepless nights. Police. Caution. Sidney starts falling apart, okay? Keeping you a secret. Sidney Starr is sick. There's also depression. It's time to throw this away in the trash. Sidney Starr thinking trash, throwing away, getting rid of, tossing out, trying to hide, trying to burn evidence. What else, Spirit? Keeping a promise. I won't tell. If you won't tell, I won't tell. Please don't tell. I'm also saying money hungry, would do anything for money. Sidney Starr is very much so money hungry. What else? Running away. And I'm hearing, can't keep running away. Can't keep running away. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Thumbs is up. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to watch this. Don't forget to always be your unapologetic self, because I'm going to always do what? I'm going to always be me, do me unapologetically, okay?